Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining our live stream today with Lifepro. My name is Amber Kivett, and I am a licensed certified medical professional, an expert in biohacking and how to, technically my niche is sports medicine with pain relief, also understanding the difference in how to regulate the different nervous systems from recovery to fight or flight and using the vagus nerve in between. And that would also include detox. So today's episode is all about things that you need to know about detox and all the different natural ways that you can detox. I've got some of my favorite toys behind me, some of our favorite products with Lifepro. Vibration is one of those, and rebounding is another. So I wanted to share with you, we've kind of started a detox optimal body performance series, if you will. We started this last week. So if you want to go back and watch the video that I did last week, we talked about the 9 signs that your body needs a detox and what it means and how you can do detox for different organs, for different times of the day, and when each organ or each one of our systems is going through its cleansing or its reparative state on a 24-hour cycle. So today, I'm wanting to share with you about the hidden triggers of stress, because detox typically needs to happen if we are in a state of go, 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 go all the time. We are generating too many stress hormones that keeps us in our sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. And so what I tell people is our sympathetic nervous system is our go, go, go system. In other words, our body is making sure that we are running, we're mobile, we're reproducing, we're doing all these things in order to keep going. But majority of us, it's a matter of what we do here between the ears with our thinking. Our own thoughts can actually induce us into a heightened state of stress. And so if we can learn how to biohack into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system known for calming things down, healing, restoration, regeneration, reshaping, as well as digestion, then our chances of autoimmune disease onset go way down. And if you are one of the unfortunate scenarios in which you are dealing with an autoimmune disease, autoimmune simply means that the body attacks itself because it is under so much stress that it doesn't know what to do with all of the extra chemicals, all the extra toxins, and the cells actually change to the point that the brain doesn't recognize it as its own. So it actually attacks itself, which is what causes a lot of these different syndromes or conditions that cause more pain, more inflammation, limited lifestyle. And so if you can understand how to give your body what it needs to have the optimal environment in order for it to be able to repair itself and reverse that attacking toxic state, then you actually have a chance of living a much better quality of life, and mortality rate tends to go down with that process, and quality of life and longevity of life goes way up. So I'm going to share with you some of those things today. I'm also doing a little disinfectant dingers going off. Been working on people all day today for exactly what we're talking about: detoxing and restoring the body, reshaping the body, and healing the body so that they can go live their life. That's what I do every day here in my practice. So, but what I'm going to talk to you about on our next episode, which is going to be tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it, just watch the YouTube rerun or go back to Facebook and you'll see all of these available on our recorded video stream after it's stored. But tomorrow, I'm going to give you some strategies on how to clear your body. We've got 6 different zones in which you need to clear or open up the lymphatic highways so that you can eliminate the stuff that's accumulating. And we're going to start that from our neck, and we're going to work all the way down to the gut and into behind the knees. So those are going to be the area that you are going to prime your lymphatic system so that you can eliminate all the extra fluid. If you start to notice that like your feet are swollen, like you're really, really puffy in the legs, or maybe you would just look really puffy in the neck, especially with sinus and seasonal shift. There are a lot of different ways in which you can, without seeing a lymphatic massage therapist or lymphatic specialist as a whole, there are things that you can do at home that you can enhance how your lymphatic system and all your lymph nodes are working at a higher level. Our lymphatic system does not have a mechanical pump that mobilizes the lymph and the fluid in our body. The only mechanical pump that we truly have that is electrically driven is our heart. And so a lot of the studies and what anatomy is teaching us now is our calf muscle is the second heart of the human body, because as that second muscle or that second heart, the calf muscle, we call that the gastroc in the world of anatomy, when those muscles are working and firing, as you are in a moving position or on the couch or whatever, if you're pumping your feet and getting that calf working, you're actually pumping stuff more upstream. And the further stuff gets away downstream because of gravity pushing down, the harder it is to get that stuff out of there. So if you start to notice that your ankles and your feet are really puffy, or you pull your legs back and you start to see lines in your legs from your socks or your pants, you probably should think about doing some lymphatic cleansing or opening up your lymphatic system. I'm going to show you some of those strategies today using the Jump Track Pro Rebounder as well as the Rumblex Plus vibration plate. It does not matter which one you have. You can use any vibration plate and you can use any rebounder. The rebounders are great because it's gentle movements, and our lymphatic system lies just right underneath the skin. It's not deep. It's right underneath the skin. And we have several hundred lymph nodes throughout our entire body in which those little ports are pulling in and extracting, it's intaking all of our gunk and our nastiness, and it is shifting it into our body to either eliminate it through our mouth, so oral elimination, anal elimination, urinary elimination, or sweat through our skin. Our skin is one of our greatest detox sensory organs. We just don't realize that we're using our skin, or our skin is working for us in order to eliminate the stuff in our body. So tomorrow is all about knowing how to prep your body in the different regions to enhance how the lymphatic system works. And you can do that anytime. You can do it before you go to bed at night. You can do it while you're in the shower. You can do it before you do these different strategies behind me. But I'm going to teach you how to do that at home so that you can give yourself another leg up on maximizing your body. Because if we can provide our body with the optimal environment for it to be able to thrive, then we get to continue on with our journey and enjoy the best of our life. If we're not giving our body the chance that it needs by being intentional with what we can do in order to help our body, then we're just going to continue to fall into this downward spiral in which our fight or flight, our sympathetic nervous system is working on overtime, and you're going to feel worse and worse. So I want to talk to you today. I'm going to go over the real quick top 9 signs that your body needs detox. I'm not going to go into great depth because I did that last week. So go back and watch that video if you need it. But the 9 signs that your body is in need of detox. Number 1 is you got constant fatigue. Number 2, your tongue. If your tongue is coated, or if you have bad breath, whether it's first thing in the morning, middle of the day, in the evening, like everywhere you go, people are like looking at you like you need some gum or a mint, right? Coated tongue and bad breath. Number 3 is skin breakouts, rashes, or discoloration in your skin. So if you notice when you're on the vibration plate, if you start to get a little itchy, or you start to get a little spotty, or you start to get a little red, your body is eliminating junk in the trunk through your skin. So that means your body really could use some detox. So when I'm on the vibration plate, I absolutely love when I'm itching like crazy, because as soon as I get off of it, I'm no longer itching. When I'm itching, or when I can feel everything happening, that means my body is cleansing itself. It's an awesome thing. And that does not happen at a specific level. You can just get on it, go for a ride, and just let it shake things up a little bit. Number 4 is brain fog or poor memory. Like you're just kind of, you know what you want to say, you can't say it, can't remember certain things. Don't worry about remembering names, because I'm terrible with names. Don't ever forget a face, but just remembering things, events, little things. So, brain fog, poor memory, that is number 4. Number 5 is digestive problems. So got gas all the time, or really foul gas. We've got bloating, like you just, no matter what you eat, you just feel like you're carrying around a lot of extra fluff. I don't like to use the word fat, because we really need fat in order to survive. So I refer to a little extra stuff is fluff. I like to be, if I'm a little on the fluffy side, I probably have entertained things I probably shouldn't, but I don't like to refer to the extra stuff as fat because it's not always fat that's making us more round or more swollen, or that we can't fit into the stuff that we want to fit into, or we feel different in the mirror. It's not always fat that's doing that. So I like to say I'm a little fluffy, a little swollen. And then chronic constipation. If you have irritable bowel syndrome, so you are just like fine one day and the next, or if you are the opposite and you just can't squeeze anything out, or you're releasing like little goat pebbles, little itty bitty turds, like little creek pebbles. Like either one of those means that there's a backup somewhere. And so the more that stuff stays in here, the longer it wreaks havoc on your entire system. So, and a lot of autoimmune conditions are in the gut. And guess what? Happy hormone. If you're depressed, having that brain fog issue, the happy hormone, serotonin, is 90% made here in your gut. So if your gut is all backed up and you can't get the junk out of the trunk, then you're not going to feel very good. So digestive issues is number 5. Number 6, you're just stinky. Body odor, like you know that you smell funky, but if you're sweating, if you smell great during the day and then you start sweating and it's like, whoa, everybody's like ignoring you at the gym, like stay on the opposite side, or you come home and like your family's like, why do you smell so bad? So stinkiness or funky sweat, that is a sign body is not very good shape. Mucus buildup. If you wake up and you have a lot of phlegm in your throat, in your sinuses, you are having tummy issues because you have so much drainage going down into your tummy, sinus infections, just like can't clear the throat. That's another sign. Number 8, emotional instability or irritability, like, right? Not PMS week, not that time of the month, ladies, dudes, whatever sends you over the edge, but right? If you happen to be having some of those moments, that tends to be a moment of necessary detox. And then last but not least, number 9 is intense sugar cravings or processed food cravings. You like, gotta have the pizza, gotta have the ice cream, right? Or need the chocolate. Where's the candy? Like you just can't stop thinking about it. That means that there's some stuff in there, usually gut microorganisms that are thinking for you in the second brain, which is your tummy. And it's like, come on, feed me, feed me, feed me. No, we need to get rid of that crap. Those little guys are making life not so good in there. So let's get them out of there. Okay, so those are the 9 signs that your body needs a detox. Now let's talk about this one, because this one's a really, really important one. I've been trying to talk about this a little more lately. First things first, let's talk about the natural detox clock for your body. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. is when the liver starts to go through its detox process. I cover all these details in the last recording, so I'm just going to go through and do a very quick review, and then we're just going to jump into the next subject. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., liver detox. Then from there, we've got from 1 a.m. until 3 a.m. is gallbladder, creating a lot of that extra bile, getting rid of all the stuff and trying to help the liver with doing its thing. From 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., that's our lungs going through its restoration process. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., the optimal time to take that really, really good dump, because the large intestine is ready to eliminate waste. Colon is ready to rock and roll. So getting that first bowel movement going, making sure that we're eating if you're not fasting. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., small intestine becomes more active. That's the best time to get those nutrients in, big breakfast, absorb, run on that fuel for the day. And then 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., the immune system as a whole goes into its repair and detox process, in which it's calming the nervous system. You're now no longer go, 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 go. Now we are like chillaxing out and doing some relaxation techniques. So that is the 24-hour biological clock in which the body is going into its detox restoration mode. Now, I want to make sure we're talking nervous system, because the sympathetic nervous system is go, 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 go. Those are the workouts with us. The parasympathetic nervous system is the calming, restoration, reparative system, okay? So if I'm telling you that your nervous system needs support it's usually not needing gassed up. It's usually needing brought back down. Like you got to put the brakes on. So we're going to talk about the signs that your nervous system needs extra support. The number one nerve that you need to be aware of is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is our 10th cranial nerve. So it branches off of behind both of our ears, and it is the dimmer gatekeeper light switch to being go, go, go or chillax mode. You can't be grazing in and out of both. You're either in one or the other. And so the vagus nerve is the one that is responsible for controlling and commanding which nervous system we're working out of and keeping you alive, because the vagus nerve starts here and is the longest nerve in the body. So it innervates every one of those major systems that I was talking about with the different organs. So signs that your nervous system needs some extra support and attention. Number one, you're always picking up your phone. You are so restless about, oh my gosh, I got to see, did they give me a like? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Life 360. My kid's on the highway. Control the controllables. Okay. Yes, we want to make sure that we're not missing out on things, but stay in the zone right here, right now. Feeling the need to be constantly busy. If you're a fidgeter and I'm guilty of this, go. If you have downtime, it's wait a second. I have so many things on my to-do list. What's next? No, sometimes we got to time out, pause, breathe, reflect, address, pivot, now go. Sometimes we just have to stop. And sometimes that stop only takes 5 to 15 minutes, just 5 to 15 minutes. Oh, guess what? The Rumblex is only a 10-minute workout or a 10-minute session. And you can drop that down to 5 minutes if you really want to. So that 5-minute breather, you can be working nervous system detox when you're in a mode of go. Just pause, okay? The need at 3 p.m. to pick up the coffee. Not the water, but the caffeine and the coffee. If at 3 p.m. you're about to hit the wall and you're like, I gotta have the caffeine, gotta go, need that Diet Coke. I'm guilty, I do it too. That means we've got to love our nervous system. We got to love our parasympathetic nervous system and nurture ourself so that it does not tip us into that downward spiral of not feeling so good. If you are somebody who has difficulty sleeping, not getting up in the middle of the night to go potty, but if you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, and feeling refreshed when you wake up from being asleep, that is something else. So you need to make sure that you are paying attention to your bedroom hygiene. That means no digital, no TVs, no bright lights. Warm temperature is at bay. So what I mean by that is optimal room sleep temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If your bedroom is kept at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, especially ladies who are going through perimenopause or menopause, if you are in that situation, you want to make sure that you're providing a cooler environment, because when the body is more inflamed, it generates extra heat. And if the body is not able to cool and is not able to regulate temperature, especially because it's having to adapt to the room instead of the room being set for you, then it's going to be a lot harder to get that melatonin to get you into sleepy mode. And you want to be in sleepy mode by 10 p.m. 10 p.m. is that happy hour sleep mode time. If you are easily distracted, wait, what'd you say? Squirrel, where's it at? Oh, wait. Right? So if you are easily distracted and you can't stay in the zone, stay in the flow, that is another area in which you gotta be intentional with whatever task you're working on. So many of us are wired for multitasking. Guilty. If we are wired for multitasking, we are making that 10 out of 10 one task that we want to own and just do it all in. We're taking from that task and we're giving it more of a 5 or a 6, because we're giving a 5 or a 6 to every other task that we're trying to do at the same time. So we're giving a moderate result for all these little tasks instead of owning and slam dunking the one. So if you are easily distracted, or another one I'm guilty of, procrastination, you wait as long as you possibly can because you just don't want to do it, right? How many of you go to the gym and you're like, man, I do not want to do squats or leg press today? or I do not want to do those push-ups, or I do not want to do bench press, or I do not want to do kettlebell swings. By golly, get them over with first. Like, knock them out. Don't wait until at the very end when your energy is gassed, your focus is plug, and you just are like, I don't want to do it. Go in, head on, face it like a buffalo, and knock it out and own it. And then when you do that, the rest of everything else is just like, like it's awesome because you got the worst part of it over with. So procrastination, easily distracted, those kind of mash up into much of the same. Feeling overwhelmed by small tasks. I've got to vacuum. I've got to clean the toilet. I got to do laundry. It's like, ugh, right? Or just send an email, like something very simple. If you are just really like, it's getting under your skin, it means you are overregulating the stress meter, okay? So that means if your stressometer, think about RPM on your dash of your car, if that gets into the red zone, like car says, wait a second, check engine lights on. Same thing with you. If your stressometer is in the red zone, your check-in engine light just already has been going off for about 2 of those RPM, and you're just now getting the kicker that the extra additive into the engine to keeping it going, but it's only going to go for so long. And by the way, you're wearing out your parts at the same time that stressometer is in the red, raging, shut me down. So if you're in the stressometer zone where the red zone is not good and you are not feeling all that great, you need to drop that stress meter back into the low zone so that you can dial in on the little things. Okay, over analyzing all your choices. Remember, with every choice, we've got 2 things that automatically happen. We have a consequence and a reward with every single choice that you make throughout your days. Generally speaking, whichever one is immediate is what we are hoping for, but whatever is delayed is usually compounded. So if the consequence is, I got to go do that rebounding with Amber today, and I got to get on the vibration board, and I just want to sit down on the couch and watch this show today, or I just really don't have the energy to do it today. Well, the reward of staying on the couch and not doing Amber's vibe and bound is, okay, I can stay on the couch. The long-term or compounded consequences are you're going to feel like crap in about a month from now, and you're going to wish you started a month ago when you were on the couch. Or flip-flop that. If you do the rebounder vibe workout, 10 minutes, and you pat yourself on the back, good job, man, that sucked, but I'm glad I did it. The rewards, your body gets to regulate in a different state of an environment. Optimal regulation is the environment we're trying to create. And because you checked off on that list that you are having a great moment, even though it sucked in the moment, but man, now I feel great. I feel accomplished. Confidence meter just went up. Happy dopamine meter just went up. Love hormone just went up. Oh, natural painkillers, it went off too. And serotonin gut hormone, beep, boop, it's going bananas. So over analyzing your choices. Don't think too hard. We've got control over 4 things and only 4 things. We have control about what we let into our 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Yes, you heard me. 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day is what we are processing. Over 40,000 of those for most people are stinking thinking negative. So you have control over like what you let into those thought processes, and you have control over your thoughts and opinions about those thoughts and the influence going on around you. You have control over what you say, and you have control over what you do. That is it. Don't have control of the past. Don't have control of the future. Don't have control over anybody else's opinions of you. So let it go. Let it, right? Let it. Let them think the way they want. Let them say what they say. Let them make the actions they make, and let you take action in yourself and be okay with your choice. Because with every choice, consequence and reward, automatic on both, you're going to get one now and you're going to get one later. And the one you get later is usually compounded, hopefully for the good things. So don't overanalyze your choices and your options. Overeating comfort foods is another one of those signs that your nervous system needs some extra support. Overeating comfort foods, ice cream, sugar, chocolate, cake, flour, gluten, all the stuff that we love to eat that we can't. or that we're not supposed to. And then this, okay, we're getting on Facebook. We're just scrolling. Gosh, their life is looking pretty awesome. Man, I'm missing out on, they're at the beach. Oh, I don't like what that person's doing. They just flat out suck. Why on earth are they doing that? Stress meter going up. So doom scrolling. That means you are not bored. You actually have things on your to-do list that you can do, but you're choosing to compare your life to everybody else's and trying to figure out what everybody else is doing, totally losing track of time and just whoosh, gone. So doom scrolling, stinking thinking, don't go there. So those are signs that your nervous system needs a little extra love. And these are the hidden stress triggers that you probably don't notice that exist in your everyday life that you probably should knock off, like cut it out. Late night doom scrolling. Number one, here's the thing. If you can shut your phone off, if the ideal time to be asleep is at 10 p.m., whatever time zone you're in, 10 p.m. is when body really needs you to be in your bed, tucked in, ready for sleepy time. And if you are scrolling or we're watching TV, okay, or we have bright lights in our room, the melatonin, which is our sleepy hormone, does not kick in because it is distracted and delayed by the blue light on our devices. Yes, blue light is an emotional stimulant. It's a mental stimulant. So if our melatonin is trying to get us to go down so we can go to sleep, and the blue light is going, wait, you're missing out. There's all this stuff going on. You don't want to miss out on the news. You're missing out on the drama. You're missing out on the gossip. Come look. Believe it or not, when you are laying in your bed, the hair on your skin is created or is able to see or be stimulated by the blue light on your devices and your lights, or light coming in through your walls, your curtains. And if you are eyes closed and you're in a dream state and your arm hair picks up that light, it stimulates your brain to wake up. Wait a second. I know I heard my phone. I know I felt, wait. Your hair, your skin has triggered that response. And then before you know it, you're checking notifications. So please make sure, go on your phone, go into do not disturb mode. They actually have sleepy mode. Go into do not disturb mode or sleepy mode so that nobody can bother you. But make sure you set your alarm so that you can wake up and take action when it's time. But yes, sleep hygiene, super important. So bedroom temperature, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, nice, comfy, blanky pillows fitted for you, and no lights, no TV. Make sure that your bedroom, it stays sleep worthy. And that is the only thing. So if you have clutter in your bedroom, if you got the treadmill and you got stuff laying on your treadmill, you got stuff hanging out of the drawers, you got stuff on your floor, clutter increases inflammatory hormones and increases stress. And if you're surrounded by stress, the frequency of your thoughts picks up on that. And then sleep time just went down. So my personal bedroom has a bed, and it has 2 lights, and it has 2 nightstands, and that is it. I have no furniture in my bedroom so that I can vacuum my bedroom once a week at a minimum. I can make sure that my blinds and my curtains are closed, and there is nothing else to look at except for a quote on my wall that gives me peace of mind when I'm laying down. So make sure that you take care of your room. Caffeinated timing is another stress trigger. Late day coffee or energy drinks, athletes, high school athletes, you've hit the wall in the afternoon. It's like nappy time in study hall. College kids, same way. You still have to get ready for your weight training session at 4 p.m. You got the game tonight at 6. So you're revving up, give me that energy drink, man, let's go, right? No. If you do that, it's going to be really hard for you to wind down because we're regulating that energy system later in the day when the cortisol levels should be coming down. So if you can find a different way to rev up the engine instead of that 500 milligrams of caffeine in those energy drinks, it would be in your best interest to consider that. Back-to-back social plans. That means of all the fun things you can do. So we get out of work, hey, we're going out for some drinks tonight. We're going out for some dinner. You want to come along with us? Okay, sure. So it's 7 o'clock. You get there. There's all this hoopla going on. There's a live band playing. You're having yourself a glass of wine or a beer. You're having yourself some appetizers, eating heavy, laughing hard. And then you decide, oh, wait, 9 o'clock. I got to be at work tomorrow. It means I got to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. You get home, you're still trying to figure out like what the heck just happened today because you've been in a fog because your body needs some help. So just doing boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. And athletes, high school athletes especially, this is so tough because they get up and I know my daughter, she is at school from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon, starts volleyball practice at 4 to 6, then has to do 2 hours of homework when she gets home. So I got to pick her up first. So that's 7. We get home 7:30. We eat dinner 8. She still has to do 2 hours of homework. Oh, by the way, she still has to shower and she hasn't even contacted friends yet. And it's already later in the day, time for bed. So you have to strategically plan your afternoon and evening based around social plans and the timing of events, especially for those club athlete kiddos, because they are doing homework in the car, they're eating dinner in the car. That is just not good. And it is a $1 trillion business. It's crazy. I'm in business because of all of them. So just be careful with all of the social activities outside of the non-negotiable activities of your daily living. Just remember the 24-hour rule. And it's broken down into three 8-hour increments. 8 hours of sleeping, 8 hours of working or school, 8 hours of things that make you happy, okay? Or that other things you need to do. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work or school, 8 hours of everything else. Social, self-love, self-care, bathing, eating, all those things. Mash it into those 8-hour time blocks, or break up your 8 hours however you need to, but 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, play, or 8 hours of work and school or studying or administrative duties, and 8 hours of anything and everything but sleep and work. So play. Okay, overflowing email inboxes. Okay, guys, here's what's crazy. So my email inbox right now, embarrassingly enough, I can't even tell you how many emails are in here, but I've got a lot of unanswered emails. I'm going to say I get about 300 to 400 emails per day. So don't email me because I probably won't answer you. I answer to text messages and messages via Messenger more often. But if you have visual clutter, whether it is bills on your kitchen counter, whether it is papers that you have to file or that you have to do, it's emails that are unanswered, or in another case and scenario, 35 text messages that are not answered for yet. Find somebody to assist you, get AI involved as safely as you feel comfortable doing that, but stay away from overflowing visual clutter, which is texts, emails, phone calls, and the stacks of magazines or paper or bills that have to be filed or taken care of or decluttered. Background noise is another hidden stress trigger. Background noise. So traffic, appliances, things that you can truly hear. Constant music, especially high intensity pounding music. If you work in occupational setting in which there's constant tools, really loud, just be mindful of how you can filter that for yourself, whether it's through blue light blocker glasses, earplugs, personal protective gear, if you will. Next is lack of sunlight. So we have to have so much sunlight in order to keep our vitamin D levels as where they should be. Majority of Americans right now are 30 to 40% deficient in vitamin D. And vitamin D is super important for a variety of different things. So make sure that you are getting sunlight. It will help you. We have to have so much sunlight every day. And guess what? If you're up in the morning and you get to see the sunrise, it stimulates hormone production through your pupils. Your pupils are the gateway to the entire human body. So if your eyes get to see the sun in the morning, it is wakey, wakey, shaky, shaky, time to get the sleepies out. And then when you see the sun set, it's also bringing that circadian rhythm in, secreting that melatonin so that your body is in the process of winding down for restful state of sleep and repaired restoration, all those good things. Sunlight actually does more hormone regulation than what we give it credit for. So make sure you're getting your sunlight. And I'm guilty. I'll go to the tanning bed. Now, am I in the tanning bed every day? Absolutely not. Am I out in the blistering sun every day? Absolutely not. But I do use sunlight and sunbeams for helping me, because it actually helps me with some of my things. Okay, doing too much exercise. I learned this the hard way. You cannot out-train a bad diet. So if you eat pizza, 3,000 calories in, you cannot go exercise 3,000 calories out and life is balanced. Actually, more exercise cardiovascular-wise, anything over than 30 minutes is very inflammatory, because it's regulating the wrong system, and we're in that system all the time. I learned this the hard way because I was an addict to exercise, and I am leaner, healthier, skinnier, smaller, if you will. I'm leaner now by not doing a lot of exercise and just sticking with the basics than I was when I was exercising 12 to 15 hours a week. Too much of a good thing actually becomes very destructive. So if you are doing too much exercise, not enough recovery. That's what Lifepro is all about. It's the recovery. It's the recovery zone. So make sure, be easy on yourself. More exercise is not always the case, but walking is the fastest way, aside from sunlight, to regulate hormones. Walking, making contact with the ground. If you're not one who is out for walking, then the Rumblex Plus behind me can simulate walking, creating that vibration stimulation through your feet. And so you get a very similar hormonal stress reduction response by doing low level intensity on vibration. Hidden food sensitivity. So if you're sensitive to gluten, dairy, all of those processed oils, there's a silent stressor in the body. Don't even realize that it's destroying your cells on a global basis. Just be mindful of that. Again, going back to a cluttered environment, making sure that your desk space is nice and clean and tidy, that your closet, your home is organized, because if you walk into that, the stress in a subconscious way goes way up. So you don't even realize that your stressometer is going into the red zone. Check engine, check engine, check engine. Of course, that happens when you walk into your house and it's like, whoa, who left the dirty dishes? Who left the laundry on the couch? Who didn't flush the toilet? Who didn't dust? Like all those little things when you go home to like, right? It re-triggers the stress, fight or flight response. So make sure you're taking care of your cluttered environment, because clutter is directly correlated with anxiety and depression. Hoarders are heavy depressed individuals most of the time. So get rid of what you don't need, organize, make sure everything has a space. Don't buy more until you got rid of something so you can create space. Artificial fragrances. So another hidden stress trigger, amplifying that system where your body just cannot catch up or fix itself. Artificial fragrances, not essential oils. If you are mindful of using true essential oils of medical grade or purity grade in your home, and you feel like serene and calm with that, by all means, use your all natural aromatherapy options with essential oils. But scented candles, waxes, perfumes, chemicals, cleaning stuff, even smells from foods. If you've had somebody that's heating up foods and you're like, oh, right? Or animal feces in your home, like cat actually accidentally sprayed the curtain or dog left a dump in the corner. Like all those little things actually trigger our fight or flight stressor system, and stressometer just went through the roof. So be aware of artificial fragrances that are not natural to your nature being, if you will. Okay. Skipping meals. If you are somebody who does intermittent fasting, but you're doing very long bouts of intermittent fasting and you're not fueling the system, and by the way, I'm one of those people that I do intermittent fasting, and there's days that I don't eat as much as I should, and I can tell when my body is like, vice grips, right? Or like I can't make the same decisions, or I'm like a little more on the tense side, right? I can feel it in my jaw, like the TMJ meter just got tighter. skipping meals will cause that because it creates a starvation mode. It takes us into starvation, fight or flight mode. Our body can survive on fat for a very, very long time. So it will not use fat for fuel, even if you're exercising, if you are starving yourself, or if you are in a stressed out mode when you are trying to lose mass, like lean, we're trying to get lean muscle mass up, we're trying to get crappy fat mass down. Your body will come up with energy or will use extra fuel by destroying muscle tissue in order to provide very quick fuel, because it takes a lot of energy to breaking down fat for fuel. And if you're exercising too hard, or if your breathing or your heart rate is too high, if you're having a panic attack or you have high levels of anxiety and you're right, it's no different than exercising. Your body will preserve fat and it will use increased muscle tissue to create glycogen. It will take the glucose glycogen out of your muscles to use that for quick energy, as opposed to breaking down the fat molecules for starving that extra energy out of those fat cells. And believe it or not, your body uses fat only after you have gone through the reparative immune system response when you're sleeping. So your body actually releases excess fat tissue when you sleep after it's done repairing itself. So you don't want to be like, ooh, I'm feeling a little heavy on the scale today, man. And it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to go hit that treadmill hard. That's no. We don't want to do that, because you're actually doubling that whole inflammatory process. And I learned that the hard way. It took me 20 years to figure that out, by the way, because I was trying to do calories in versus calories out and exercised hard to equalize it, and actually gained weight taking diet pills. So by the way, I'm guilty. I'm going to admit it. I've taken about every diet pill there's ever been made on the market because I was obsessed with my body image, and I actually lost weight not trying, lost fat not trying, not even thinking about it. If I'm thinking about it, I can't, because I overstress myself. The inflammatory hormones go up, fat production stays put, muscles get shrunk and destroyed, and Amber is very stressed and pissed off at the world. So don't starve yourself or skip meals in order to think that your fat is going to go down by doing that, because it's not. You just have to make sure that you're using the right fuel at the right time. And intermittent fasting is really good for that, especially for women's hormones. It's even really good for men, but our timing, make sure you're working with a dietitian or a nutrition or physician specialist who understands intermittent fasting, because there's several different ways to do this. And you don't want to just say, I'm going to do intermittent fasting, and you don't eat for 12 or 15 hours. And you wonder why you have a blazing headache and your gut is screaming at you and you're about ready to throw up your muscle mass. Like, not a good idea. So make sure you understand the fasting that you're doing. And then last but not least, the unresolved notifications on your phone, endless pings, red bubbles, unfinished business creates intense anxiety. So if you have notifications on your phone for McDonald's app, Chick-fil-A app, Gmail, Facebook, TikTok, text messages, calendar, shut those notifications off and just choose the ones that are of the absolute most emergency. And for the people that you really need to be in the zone with, caring for, like your kids and your loved ones at home, give them their own specific notification. And when you hear or feel that notification come through, you know it matters, that, okay, I need to dial in on that. And if it's not, then let it go, because you can't do it all. So those are the hidden stressors that trigger the nervous system response. Now, ways to detox. I covered all of this last week. I'm going to show you what we're going to do tonight. It's going to be very simple. 10 minutes of one, 10 minutes another, out we go. Because that's all it takes. It only takes 10 minutes. It doesn't even take 10 minutes if you got 5 and 5. Now, when we get on vibration, if you have not been on vibration, if you've not used vibration plates before for the detoxing process, and you get on there at a high level of vibration intensity for 10 minutes, and then you wake up tomorrow and you're feeling like I feel like I just did a hardcore workout. I feel like I kind of stinky. I've got irritable bowel today. I like, right? That has to be expected, Because if your body is not in a daily best practice, a daily routine of going through detox through vibration in order to enhance your lymphatic system, it is going to be a wake-up call, and you're going to be like, ugh. So you might get worse before you get better, but hang on, because consistency equates long-term results. So make sure that these routines or these strategies, your red light therapy, your sauna exposure, your Epsom salt baths, just little things, doing your own little lymphatic massage, which I'm going to teach you tomorrow. Make sure that you're making that part of your daily routine at least 5 minutes twice a day. I tell my clients, I do an assessment. I've taught myself over the years how to use the Lifepro plates as a diagnostic tool for what's causing pain and stagnation in the human body, especially the lymphatic system. And so when you get up in the morning, we curl inward and we're all like tight and we're like, I don't feel like I got enough sleep. Is it already ready to get up? I just want to lay here for a while. Where's the caffeine, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to get on the vibe board and you're going to stand on it for 5 to 10 minutes and it's going to jiggle, 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 and it's going to wake you up and you're going to be like, okay, now it's time to get up, right? You need a little jump start. Do that first thing in the morning before you walk around, because if you got plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, hip pain, back pain, any of that, brain fog, like not wanting to get up and go, not motivated, that one will motivate you and will make you feel great before your feet hit the ground running. So 5 minutes to 10 minutes, get on it. I don't care what program you push, just push a preset start button, get on it, go for a ride, and let it wake you up at the end of your day. Or better yet, 3 p.m. in the afternoon when you're reaching for that energy drink, right? 3 p.m. in the afternoon, get on it. Go for another 5-10 minute ride and let it wake you up again the right way through the nervous system, okay? And then once it jump starts that energy system again and gets the lymph nodes working and getting the pumping going, then you can continue on with the rest of your day after you've hit that wall. We've just added some juice to the system, right? At the end of your day, we're just trying to let go, but we're so tired. We just cannot wait to let our body hit the pillow. We don't want to be on the ground anymore. That is the best time to get on and go for another ride. 5 to 10 minutes, even if it's just low level, just real fluid. I'm going to take you through that routine right now. And so it doesn't matter which program you use, because you can make it what you want to. On the Rumblex Plus or the Rumblex Pro, Rumblex Pro, Rumblex Plus, Rumblex 4D has a big curve to it. I love the P2 program. Those are my favorites on every one of our Rumblex machines is the P2 program. If you have a Weber, you have a Turbo, you have one of our other single motor vibration plates, choose a preset program. Most of those units have P1 to P8 or 9. Choose one of the lower ones, P1 to P4, and just get on and go. It's going to adjust its speed based on which program you choose. Don't worry about frequencies and intensities. Please do not do that, because guess what? You're upregulating that nervous support system. One of those hidden things, like we're over-analyzing the choices. Don't do it. Just push the button, get on it, and relax. And use that time to just reflect on your day. Like, what did you do on your day that made it count? So we'll go through some of this right now. After you get off the vibe, then you're going to get on the rebounder. And I'm just going to take you through some real subtle movements, because once we break free all the junk in the body, we release all those toxins. We don't want them to settle down here. We want to use that second heart and pump it upstream into our lymphatic system so we can eliminate it. So I love the vibe and bounce routine, and that's what I'm going to show you tonight. And as we are vibing on whatever plate you got, doesn't matter which model you use, which program you use, you just got to get on it in a way that is comfortable for you. Whether you're sitting on it, whether you're sitting in a chair with your feet on it, it doesn't matter. Just get on it, push the button, and enjoy the ride and let it do the work for you. The rest is easy. You just got to show up. Okay, so Tomorrow, join me tomorrow, and I'm going to teach you how to tappy, 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 how we're going to tap our body and do some lymphatic work on our body in order to open up blockages in our system so that you can like detox. You can actually release the crap into your lymph nodes, and your lymph nodes will absorb it and will clear it on out. And then you just feel like, like most of you don't realize you've got lymph blocks. So I'm going to teach you how to clear those systems little by little. And guess what? You can be on the vibration plate doing the exact same thing first thing in the morning, end of your day, do a little tappy tap, little tappy tap. You can do a little smooth move, right? So I'm going to teach you all that tomorrow. So make sure you come back next video tomorrow and learn about how to open the zones of the lymphatic system for optimal lymphatic flow and cleansing and removing energy blocks. It's awesome stuff. So for now, we're going to get on the vibration plate, and I'm going to tell you what to do, how to think. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I just want you to think in your own mind, or feel free to answer in the comment section if you want to, about, what happened in your day that made it count. Because if you're not intentional with your day and you're not in the flow, you're letting everything happen for you, to you, instead of being in control of what you can control and recognizing what's going on around you. Being intentional. I'm going to take you through a meditation. So that's what we're going to do next after I take a swig of water. All right. And if you have questions, feel free to put them in the box below. But for now, we're going to get on the Rumblex. I'm going to turn the lights up a little bit so you can see. All right. So again, going to get on. We're going to go for a ride on P2. I'm just going to jiggle, 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 and feel good. But I'm going to ask you some questions, and I just want you to be thinking about your own responses. If you are giving Amber a response, better yet, go ahead and type in your response in the comment section, and let's share. Let's have an ultimate bedgasm together. That's what I call this activity, the ultimate bedgasm. We're just going to talk about our day, see what we got to experience. We're going to reflect on the miracle of the day that we got to experience. And that is going to bring our stress hormones down. It's going to bring our happy hormones up. We're going to go to bed here in a few hours, and we're going to be like, psst. And we're going to wake up tomorrow, and we're going to do it all over again. All right, here we go. So standing on here, again, you can stand, you can sit. Another thing that I like to do, believe it or not, okay, let's just start. I'm just going to shaky. Really important. Keep your knees loosey-goosey. Don't lock out your knees. Let your knees be soft. And if you want to feel shaky feet closer together, totally good with that. But I personally like to go a little wider. I like to feel everything like jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I like to feel the junk in the trunk and the rump moving around. Okay, what did you do today that makes you feel accomplished? What did you do today that makes you think, man, I totally owned that moment. I totally won that moment. That person's life is better because I got to be a part of that moment. What is something that you did today that made your day count? For me, I had a little girl that came in this morning. She is 8 years old. She's got scoliosis, and she just found out she's got scoliosis just yesterday. And her mom and her dad are scared for her because that is a spinal condition for an 8-year-old. And so I got to teach her how to take care of herself and how to have fun using the Lifepro plates and the Jump Track. I taught her how to use these tools in order to have fun playing games, in order to keep her spine mobile so that she doesn't have pain. And when we got through the games that I taught her to play today on our products, and I taught her mom not to be very stressed about scoliosis because it's quite common and it's not necessarily a permanent thing because the child is only 8. We have time to kind of straighten things out. Mom and dad now get to sleep at night tonight because they were really uptight, like scared for her. Like they just like, no, this is not happening to our child. Like, how can our child have a spine condition? Because it's scary as hell when you think about it. So I ended up in having fun, making her laugh. And one of the exercises that I taught her was just reaching forward, slumpy, and just letting all this shake out. And you do the same thing at home. Just loosey-goosey, just shake it out. Another position that I love to end with at the end of the day, and a lot of you might not get into this, and that's totally okay. But I like to drop down, and I like to grip the edge, and I just like to sit into a deep squat and just hold here. This opens your spine, it opens your SI joint, it decompresses your spinal, your spinal stabilizers and the discs in between. It's just a really good overall position for like calming things down so that when you go to bed later that you don't go into bed tight. So I taught her this and she left completely pain-free. She's been in a lot of pain for a couple of weeks and hasn't been able to do cartwheels and round-offs and just living her happy life. And she's in, I believe, 3rd grade. She's only 8. So very scary when the doctor tells you after you've had an MRI that you got a spinal injury or spinal condition. And so I got to make a difference in her life, and the glow on her face when she was playing games with me on these 2 products was just so awesome. And now they're at home tonight and they're having a great night together as a family. They're no longer afraid. She's now pain-free. She's now excited. And guess what? That 8-year-old is now in control over how she actually feels, and she knows that she can do certain things that are going to make her feel better. So that's how I won my day so far today, and I did that several times today, but that's the one that stands out. So what's another thing I want you to think about? What is an act of kindness that you did for somebody today, or that somebody did for you? Because when we're used to thinking, then we don't see the good that's going on around us. So that's another question to think about from a meditational standpoint. I'm just standing here and I can feel a lot of gunk and a lot of fluff in my legs, and it's shaky, and it's a little sore because I've been on my feet barefoot all day. This actually feels really good. So as you can see, you don't have to do anything fancy. Just standing here, changing positions a little bit at a time, just letting your body slump. This is when there's no rules. Like, we don't want to worry about form at the end of the day. We've been thinking about it all day. So just be free. If you want to turn on some music and dance, we can just like let everything flow. An act of kindness today. So I had a client who came in and she only wanted me to work on her for an hour, and she really needed about another 15 minutes. And so she had the extra 15 minutes, but did not have the extra 15 minutes of money. And so I just donated 15 minutes of my time to her at the hour rate so that I could go the extra mile in order to give her the relief that she deserves as an amazing woman, amazing mom, and just loving herself. So that was my act of kindness for one of those moments today was, giving somebody a little extra time for free. An act of kindness somebody did for me. I've got a high school intern who comes out and works with me every day, part of her school grade. And I reached out to her and said, hey, I'm not going to have time to sit down for lunch today because I'm working crazy hours today. Can you pick me up some lunch on the way out? And she did, and she brought me lunch, and I got to sit down and enjoy 10 minutes of eating, and I didn't have to worry about, making anything for myself last minute. So yeah, so that was my act of kindness receiving, lunch from my high school interns. Pretty awesome. Goals for tomorrow. What are some things that you have to do? As you can notice, I'm moving my hips in a circle, just relaxing, just letting this all shake out. What are some goals that you need to get done tomorrow in order to know that your day mattered or that it counted? 3 goals, hell or high water. These are the 3 things that are going to happen no matter what happens tomorrow to get in the way. These 3 things have to happen before I go to bed tomorrow for me to realize that my day has been beneficial. For me, number 1, I have got to do some billing. I've got to create some invoices, and so I can get billing done for end of the month so that I can get paid for what I do. And if I don't do that tomorrow, then I'm going to have to do it over the weekend, which does not sound fun. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is I've got to write notes down and do a little more digging because I'm going to be live with all of you guys tomorrow. about the different zones, about how you can clear those. And I like having clinical information that is legit. I don't like any of this TikTok opinionated stuff. I like to make sure that you're getting the real stuff. So I'm going to write down and review my notes before I go to bed tonight. And I'm going to review those notes first thing in the morning, so I make sure I get my facts straight. And that way, when I come and see you guys all tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you're going to have a refreshed, new, retained memory, clear mind, no foggy thinking, and you're going to get all of Amber. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 tomorrow is I'm going to make sure and do something for me that makes me feel good. Whether it's a pedicure, whether it is doing a workout, some exercise, whether I'm sitting down and reading something that I want to read. One of the things I do every single day, doesn't matter what day it is, I get up every single morning and I listen to a sermon on YouTube. I start every day with a Bible sermon every single morning. And if I don't do the second, so sometimes I'll listen to 2, but I start with 1. And if I'm not feeling it in the morning, then I'll turn on a podcast in which I can learn something. So every single morning, number 1 initiative is to learn something new, because you can't help anybody if you're not learning or growing. And if you're not growing, you're kind of going backwards. So I learn every morning before I get out the door. So those are my 3 goals for tomorrow. If we think about those things before we go to bed at night, we tend to sleep better. What is your most frustrating moment of the day? What went wrong today? Where did you possibly fail? Or where did somebody really piss you off? And what did you learn from that? So it is getting that negative energy out, whether it's writing it down or speaking it out loud to yourself or sharing it with a friend that you trust. Where did things not go well? Because you're not a failure if things don't go right. You just didn't get the desirable outcome that you were hoping for based on the choice that you made. You got the consequence instead of what you were hoping for. So realizing maybe what you can do different or better if the situation should repeat history, or how you can share that with somebody else so that they don't repeat your history. And what did you learn from it? Is there anything that you could have done better? Because we are always learning from the past, and we can't go back and change the past. So that is our motivation for current opportunity to do it right the next time. So if you write those frustrating moments out or talk them out, as opposed to going to bed with those in the back of your head, it actually lowers stress hormones and allows you to go into a deeper state of sleep based on the frequency of your thoughts. Real quick, before I start bouncing, because I cannot wait to bounce, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post a question. I had this earlier. I'm thinking I have it. Our frequency of our thoughts, certain thoughts that we have happen on a very specific frequency. I have this on my phone. So let me pull this up here, because this is a really cool, this is a very cool thought process, if you understand it. And I actually just printed this worksheet off for somebody the other day. Okay, so we just got off the vibration board. There's a whole list of things that increase your overall vibrations. And there are a lot of things that lower your vibration. The more vibrant, the more that your vibrations are elevated, the more you're glowing, like Amber's always glowing. I love to glow wherever I can. But anyhow, high vibration thoughts, our thoughts happen on a very specific frequency. Guess what? Our body heals on a very specific frequency as well. So if your cells are not very happy and you have a lot of unhappy cells, then your frequency is down, which means we have to raise your frequency. And so many of you are asking about frequencies and intensities of vibration plates for reversing osteoporosis or helping with that stuff. That's why, because your own thoughts change frequencies. High vibration frequency thoughts are gratitude, love, joy, appreciation, peace, compassion, understanding, being playful. As you see, I'm always joking and having fun on our channel, being patient, being present in the moment, forgiveness, and just an overall positive mindset. Stinking thinking, vibration goes down, body gets sick, cells get worse, autoimmune kicks your butt. Now you're popping pills and you're feeling worse and worse. So when it comes to low vibrations, anxiety, sadness, fear, shame, anger, greediness, self-sabotage, hate, being argumentative, worrying about a lot of things, and just constant complaining. Those people tend to have more stress, more issues. So we definitely don't want to have that. I am seeing a comment coming in here. Have the new voice activated plate and love it as I can say start lymph workout. Yes! Also have the Rumblex 4D, and there's lots of settings, but don't notice the intensity going up and down. Are they minimal compared to my new smaller one? Okay, so if you are on the Rumblex 4D, if you choose the P2 program, it's going to take you from low all the way up to high, back and forth, not all three motors on at the same time, but it's going to use a combination of different motors. I love the P2 setting because I feel like it jiggles me a lot more. And the more that I feel like I'm vibrating and jiggling, the more I'm shaking stuff out. Some of you might not like that and might just want more gentle. So in that case, you can go to manual mode on the Rumblex 4D. You can choose the oscillating motor. And if you choose to do two or all three motors, if you do lateral with oscillating, then you get like a spiraling effect. Just keep it in the lower third zone. So if I remember right, there's 60 speeds on that. You're going to go to the low 20 speed or less, because I think there's 60 speeds. And so if you keep it on a lower level of range between those two motors, that's awesome. But even if you choose P2 on any of the Rumblex motors, that's what you just witnessed with me with P2. You're going to see the motors constantly switching up and down, 2 to 3, well, not all three on at a time, but it's switching between all three motors throughout the whole program. I love the P2 program because it is constantly changing. Your brain cannot get used to it, so it's constantly having to adapt and adjust, which is a beautiful thing. And it takes you from one extreme to the other. But if you're not one of those who can handle one extreme to the other, the extremes of highs and lows, then you can go into manual mode. Just push the manual mode start button and choose which motors you want. I would highly recommend the teeter-tottering or oscillation. And if you choose that in combination with lateral, then it's going to give you a little more shaky. And the more shaky it is, the more you're breaking free those toxins in your body, which means you can expel and eliminate them. Good stuff. Love that question, Darlene. Thank you so much for asking. So, vibrations. If you are in your middle ages, I'm going to say 40 plus, and if you are familiar with neuroplasticity, okay? Neuroplasticity is the ability for the brain to physically rewire itself, remapping itself by changing mindset through practices such as meditation, gratitude, acting selflessly. That can actually cause your brain to make physical changes. It chemically, physically changes the brain by how you think. And neuroplasticity is our body's awareness and reaction to things going on around us and how quick we can like respond and be in control over that. The older we get, the more neuroplasticity goes down, dementia, Alzheimer's, all that good stuff starts to kick in, brain areas start to lose blood flow, and we have more dark mass that's not active. So neuroplasticity is good stuff. So get on it and keep those happy thoughts coming. Let's go bounce. So on our jump track. And if you don't want to bounce and you want to vibe with me a little longer, just jump on and go for a ride. Let's have some fun. This is the Jump Track Pro. It is this exact same setup as the regular jump track. This has a much higher weight limit, and the bungees and the jump pad are heavier duty, but the frame and the setup is very much identical to the other, which is green, okay? So all we're gonna do, since we've already shaken up the junk in the trunk, we have vibrated and stimulated some of that. In the original video that I share with Rebounding, is we want to make sure we have shoes on. This is one of those circumstances that we can get on barefoot, and as long as you feel safe to holding on. But all we're going to do is we're just stepping in place. We're getting that pump, that second heart moving, okay? We're just stepping side to side, holding on. We're rolling back and forth, okay? We're just doing very, very gentle stuff, trying to get those sensors, those nerve fibers and nerve cells on the skin on the bottom of our feet, very excited because it controls the whole body. So now little baby bounces, okay? Just baby. As you can see, my feet are not even leaving the rebounder, the jump track. I am just, I can take my hands off of here and I'm still staying in contact with the jump pad, just allowing it to move with me with momentum. Now, why am I not leaving the surface? Our lymphatic system is very superficial, which means it's directly underneath of our skin. Little bounces activates and excites our lymphatic system so that it works and it starts absorbing our lymph and our other toxins in order to direct it for exiting the body. Little shakes will do that. But if we do it on the floor, okay, if we're on the floor and we're shaky, and this doesn't feel good, then we just activated our guarded state. So that's why the rebounders are so nice, because you can shaky and flow, but we're not leaving the ground on impact, and we're not affecting our knee joints or our hip joints. The trampoline moves for you. Very similar to the magic, I call that the magic plate, the magic platform. All you got to do is just get on it. It does the work for you. But I'm just holding on here. I can go hands-free, and I'm just doing little bitty baby bounces. We can go shaky, side to side. Okay, so we're keeping those hips loose, keeping the legs nice and loose and soft. And again, just using the pumping mechanism of the muscles in order to pump the junk upstream. Closer here to the lymph nodes in the thighs and in the groin, in our tummy, and then we got lots of lymph nodes in our neck and in our armpits. We got lots of, I'm going to cover that tomorrow. So if you come back tomorrow at noon, I'm going to talk about the lymphatic system, where the lymph nodes are, what those look like, how to clear the different zones. There's 6, how to clear those zones for doing different things so that you can maximize how you feel, whether it's first thing in the morning or towards the end of your day. So as you can see, I'm just kind of getting into a flow, just little bitty baby bounces. We can do some shoulder rolls, just nice and slow, and I can slow this way down, just little bitty movements. My calves are burning right now. That's how simple this is, okay? Just super easy stuff. And if you don't feel comfortable bouncing, then again, we can step and touch. We can tap in front of us, because just working on this balance, coordination, and using the jump track in the middle to, stimulate our sensory system is also helping with our lymphatic and our nervous system. So again, just swaying a little bit, doing little hip circles, little bitty bounces, but I'm not leaving the jump pad, not yet. And this can go really slow. So we can turn on some calming music and just work on opening up and loosening up our hips and just feeling nice and free. It's good stuff. More little baby bounces. And again, we're not trying to do this as a workout. We're doing little baby bounces in order to detox. And again, not leaving the jump track, just using my feet and using my lower legs and my ankles and absorbing that energy, making my booty fire. Yeah, gotta feel those nice butt muscles starting to reactivate. And again, you can do little circles. Our body loves spirals and circles, loves it. On your jump-o-meter, you've got your different modes, how much time you've been on, how many calories. Take the calories with a grain of salt. I don't like to follow calories on these things because they're not typically accurate. But again, we can do some nice gentle squats. Okay, we're not doing this for fitness. We're using it to pump the junk. Okay, nice job. That's as simple as it Needs to be. It's good stuff. So I hope that you all had a great time here with me today. I know we tend to talk about a lot of things for the long haul. I know you want to get short and to the point. When you come back to this video next time, just fast forward to the very end. The last 15 minutes is where the exercise is. But if you are not intentional and if you are not educated and you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing or why your body feels like absolute crap, then you cannot do what needs to be done to provide the optimal environment for it to be happy and for it to fix itself. Because that's the beautiful thing about our body is it has the ability to fix itself and repair and do all these different processes, but we have to give it the environment from within in order for that to happen. And as we get older, the harder it gets to create that environment. So that's what I want to make sure that you all have, because I can tell you right now, your doctors, your nurses, your medical professionals are not going to take the time, an hour, to tell you all that I just shared with you. And you cannot choose Dr. Google to giving you the information that you're looking for, because you're probably not going to find what you think is correct. So just make sure that you're mindful and intentional. We all have 24 hours a day, and how you use those 24 hours a day is how you finish up. But that's the one thing that we all have in common. We all have different kinds of money. We all have different jobs. We all live different parts of the world, but we all have 24 hours a day. So how you use your 24 hours and how you manage your time and you utilize it and the rewards that you get from that, how you budget and how you monitor your stress is how the system is able to finish and heal itself going to bed, so that when you wake up tomorrow for your next 24 hours a day, are you ahead of the curve or are you trying to play catch up from 2 days ago? You do not want to play catch up. So follow the detox ideas and figure out what works best for you, because everybody has got a different formula that works for them, and it's always changing. But the science, we're giving you the facts, we're giving you the strategies, and we're giving you the products, and we're giving you the education and the techniques and strategies, and the rest is up to you. We only have control over what we share with you and what we do on camera with you. So the rest is up to you as to how you put it to use. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to one of us at Lifepro. Debbie, Roseanne, and I, we absolutely love that we are able to live intentional and purpose in making a difference in your life by giving you the motivation, the inspiring you, and giving you the facts, and being on the other side of the screen to coaching you to a better you. And it only takes just getting started. It just takes one time of getting on that vibration plate, knowing how good you're going to feel when you get off of it. So make sure that you're giving yourself what you deserve and what you need, so that you can maximize your 24 hours a day and you can win your day. If you win your day, you'll win your week. If you win your week, you're going to win the month. If you win the month, you're going to win the quarter. And if you win the quarter, you win the half, and eventually you're going to win the year. It's all these little consistent efforts that lead to the big goal, the big reward. And so just remember, at the end of your day and how your day unfolds, it is up to you whether you win your day or whether you feel unaccomplished. But accomplishments are very subjective. So if you're making a difference in somebody else's life, I like to say a good day for your ego, which is all about me, is a bad day for your spirit and your soul. A good day for your spirit and your soul is a bad day for your ego. You don't have, your ego and your spirit soul cannot have good days on the same day. So depending on what your hopes, your dreams, and your intentions are, if you're wanting to make a difference in somebody's life and that makes you feel good, it's going to definitely raise your vibrations, because selfless applications and energy and thoughts, selfless is what drives those vibrations up, which allows the body to heal better, makes those happy hormones go off. Ego, all about me. What do I get out of this? That is going to drive your energy vibrations down and make you sick. So don't go there. Let's stay good. But thank you for giving us the opportunity at Lifepro to being able to intentionally make a difference in your life by being here and sharing with us what your needs are, because that's what we love to do, is to give back to all of you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video.